Welcome to the Dray Way from beautiful Henderson, Nevada, right outside Las Vegas. Take a look over my head. Look at that. Blue skies. It is absolutely gorgeous. Again, it was gorgeous yesterday, and it's going to be gorgeous tomorrow, the day after that, the day after that, the day after that. Yeah, it's beautiful and sunny and gorgeous every single day. No bugs to worry about. No hurricanes, no tornadoes, no lightning strikes, no fires, no earthquakes, no nothing. Just beautiful sunshine every day. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. We got some things to talk about. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 40,000 and I can use your help. So without me talking anymore, how about we get started? Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. That whole G7 meeting, they had it with Donald Trump. They were going to make life a little miserable on him because he's an asshole. Yeah, that's the problem with our president, is that no matter where he goes in the world, they go, here comes the asshole. He's not known as the caring president, the honest president, the anything positive president. Around the world, in many different languages, they just call him an asshole because that's what he is. He's just a dick. And there's no nice way to say it. There's no beating around the bush. They were going to make him continue to look stupid at the G7 because it wasn't his party. And because it wasn't his party, they were going to make him stand around like everybody else. They weren't going to show him any special treatment. Well, he couldn't handle that. You don't understand. I'm Donald Trump. You're supposed to make me look important. Yeah, no, you're just another leader. Go stand over there. Well, yeah, he couldn't take that. He couldn't take not shining and being the head guy, the head this, the head that. Yeah, no. And that is the problem right now. He is not the leader of the free world. That's not, for the first time in my lifetime, the president of the United States is not the leader of the free world. So if you hear music, that's the guy that cleans. He turns it up too loud, then he turns it down. So if that's what you hear, that's that guy. But yeah, Donald Trump is not that guy. Donald Trump, for the first time in my lifetime, has the presidency to the point where people around the world don't trust him at all. And why would you? Why would you trust him? I mean, did you guys see what's going on right now? He is literally, his family is offering a Trump phone for $500 and $50 a month. You can get a Trump phone. Has everybody lost their mind? Has anybody thought about how ridiculous that would look? And you have to understand, around the world, people are looking at this and going, what is going on? This has never happened before. It's never happened before because we haven't had white trash in the presidency before. And make no mistake, I just said it and I'll say it again. Donald Trump is white trash. I don't care how rich his dad was. His dad. And by the way, I met his dad. And he was a nasty old bony man that wore clothes that didn't fit him. I met him when I was a teenager. And I can tell you right now, he was a nasty old man. But yeah, Donald Trump is just white trash. You can dress it up any way you want. It's still white trash. And that's what he is. And that's how he represents himself around the world. And that is why this country, for the first time, people aren't looking to the United States for leadership. People are looking to avoid the United States. If anything, what's happening is it's strength through numbers. They're like, we can no longer count on the participation of the United States. You know, I mean, first of all, Trump is walking around trying to make Russia palatable to the rest of the countries, and they're like, no, Donald Trump, we've seen this before. We know who they are. And there is nothing you can say to us that's going to change that. Nothing. And the fact that you continue to try to push Russia down our throats makes us want to pull away from you. That makes you dangerous. That puts you in the same crowd they're in. And the crowd they're in is, what? North Korea? Russia? And some other bad countries? Yeah. You want to be in that group? Well, that's what the rest of the world is doing. They're saying, no, Donald Trump. No, we don't need Russia here. The leader of Russia is a murderer. Okay? And you're trying to push Russia on us like it's a good thing. It ain't happening, Mr. President. And every single month this guy is around, he is doing damage to the United States. Make no mistake about it. This man is going to be studied for the next 100 years. And this country is going to be studied for the next 100, 200 years on how could people be so pathetically dumb to put someone so awful in the White House? How could the United States, this so-called powerful country, not make the mistake once, but make the mistake twice of putting in someone so incompetent, someone so old and so dysfunctional, and such a bad person, just a bad person? How could the United States do that? And there's one answer: racism. Donald Trump was an old white guy. We'll take an old white guy over a black female any day. Yeah. We even tried to put a white woman against him, and the white woman lost too. So it's not just color. It's women in general. But yeah, the whole white thing with Obama, it's just been a disaster. It's just been a complete disaster. And I hate to come on the show and talk about it, but this idiot is the president. This idiot is walking around saying things that presidents don't say. But he can't help himself because he's an immature child. He's immature, and the rest of the world is learning. Wow, for the next few years, we have to do without the United States. We have to do this amongst ourselves because none of us want to include that idiot. Let me know what you think in the comments. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. As usual, you guys have the best comments, so put them in there. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. More Dray Way to come. Part 2 coming right up. No one's messing with the United States. Don't let anyone try to tell you any differently. China is surrounded by people that don't like China. Russia can't beat Ukraine. So you think anyone wants to mess with the United States? The United States spends $1 trillion a year on its military. $1 trillion. That way outspends any other country, far and away. So think about just the last 10 years. The last 10 years, we've spent close to $10 trillion. The other leading 5 countries behind us are our friends, and they can't come anywhere near that. Anywhere near that. So who is it you think wants to mess with the United States, and for what reason? Why would anyone want to do that? You need to know that the only reason we're told, China's a bad guy, this guy. First of all, who the hell has China attacked? China doesn't attack anybody. Maybe you don't know the history of China, but China is not exactly known for attacking anyone. especially in the last 50 years. China's not interested in doing that. China's interested in building their infrastructure and moving the country forward. They're not interested in war. That's not what they're interested in. You know that based on how many wars they've been in the last 50 years. It's not a thing. You know who is always at war in one way or another? United States. We spend a lot of money on it for a reason. But make no mistake about it. It's time for someone to stand up and tell you, China's not coming for us. Russia isn't coming for us. Are you kidding? Like I said, Russia can't handle Ukraine. And do you have any doubt that if United States went after Ukraine, it would take us what, an afternoon? So don't let anyone try to convince you that anyone's coming for us. Nobody's coming for us. Nobody could make it out of Dallas. Can you imagine if somebody parachuted into Dallas, Texas, or into Texas at all? Can you imagine 100,000 soldiers jumping out of a plane in Texas? How long would they last? How long would they? Or they parachute into the Appalachian Mountains? Good idea. How many of those people do you think would make it out? Of the Appalachian Mountains? They wouldn't last a weekend. So this whole notion that people are after the United States, that the United States, needs to do this and this and protect itself from somebody trying to invade, never happening, never could happen. No country would want to even do it. Why, when you can sell us stuff? Why attack United States when we have all this money and you can just build stuff and sell us stuff? Wouldn't you rather sell us stuff than fight us in a war? That's like, you know what it's like? It's like, you took some vitamins and now you want to go to the gym and take on the guy that's been doing steroids for 10 years. Yeah, he's got muscles after money. He's been doing steroids for 10 years, working out for 10 years. And because you took some vitamins, you want to go take them on in the gym. Yeah, that's what it's like, even thinking about taking on the United States. It's just not a thing. And no matter how many politicians try to sell it to us, China ain't coming after us. Russia couldn't come after us if they wanted to. Russia has to worry about getting out of its own way. And as far as Russia and its nuclear capabilities, what nuclear capabilities? When was the last time Russia built a nuclear weapon? And how many of those weapons has Russia been taking care of? Because those atomic missiles and all that stuff it costs millions and millions of dollars a year to keep that stuff the upkeep on them is millions of dollars. Do you think Russia's been spending that? If Russia launched any type of weapon like that, they would be worried about it coming back and landing on their own people. So Russia's not a threat. China's not a threat. Nobody's a threat to the United States. Nobody even wants to mess with the United States. It's not in their best interest. Let me know what you think. That's part 2 of the Dray Way. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 coming up. Ford Motor Company is shutting down its production. These motor companies are in real trouble, real trouble. And here's the summer, and here come all the repossessions. Summer repossessions are happening like crazy. People are repoing cars left and right. And what I just don't understand, I said on the show the other day, who are these cars for? I just don't think car companies are making cars for people anymore. Not people, they want cars for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. This whole thing of cars for $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, who is this for? Who are they selling these cars to? And how big a disaster is it going to be? Because people cannot afford $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 cars. And that's why many of them across the country are just sitting there. They're sitting there because it's not affordable. And that's why housing prices are crashing and going downwards, because it needs to, because it's not affordable. Americans don't make that kind of money. For $400,000-$500,000 homes, the average American doesn't make anywhere near the money for that. But yet the average home right now is over $400,000. It's crazy. People don't make that kind of money. And then you want to throw on a car payment? And then you wonder, I mean, how many people do you know are living paycheck to paycheck? They don't have any savings. I mean, I think they just did an article, if someone knocked on the door and said, hey, I have to have $1,000 from you right now. Like 80% of households couldn't do it. Couldn't fork over $1,000. 80% of households. It's crazy. But yet we keep pumping out cars that cost $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. Trucks that cost over $100,000. And now you got them on lots just sitting there month after month after month. And now repos are skyrocketing. Repos across the country, cars are getting repoed left and right. And that's not to say that you're starting to get foreclosures now, because foreclosures here in Vegas is up 41% from last year. 41%. And do you know how much I think they're going to be up next year? 100%. You heard me right. 41% this year. My prediction this time next year, 100% increase. Yeah, that's how I think it's going in real estate and cars. I don't want to be in the real estate business right now, and I don't want to be in the car business. The only real estate business I want to do right now is help people sell their homes. That's it. Because people more than ever need help selling their homes. And real estate agents ain't got the answer. If you're using a real estate agent, good luck. That real estate agent has no idea what to do in this market, has probably never seen a market like this, so has no idea what to do. But if you do, if you do need help and you want to be able to do it yourself for a lot less money, real estate agents want you to pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to sell your house. My staff and I can show you how to do it for $1,500. That's right, $1,500. We can show you exactly step by step how to sell your own house for $1,500. We do it all day long. And it just makes sense right now, because just throwing your house up on MLS with some agent that's going to take, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 from you just for throwing it up on MLS, that doesn't seem like the answer, does it? No, it's because it's not. But if you need help, if you have a friend that need help, a family member, just let us know. We'd be glad to help you. That's the Dray Way for today. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. So stop by and come see me every day. There'll be a brand new show, and we'll be talking about something else. So stop on by. I hope to see you here on the Dray Way. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Dray Way.